Hello everyone and welcome to Diksha Karnataka YouTube channel. And if you are preparing for your KCET as well as your board exams, you might be confused that okay sir, morning we have college, then evening we have tuitions, and how can we manage both tuitions plus college or coaching plus boards together? Okay, so most of you are taking coachings after your college, specifically mainly for KCET or any other competitive exam. So we are here focused for KCET. Our channel is mainly for KCET. So that's why we will be discussing KCET and boards. How can you manage together, right? So that is very important question. So board. So just first of all, you have to remember boards and KCET are not two different battles. Okay, so they are not different. Plan smartly. One preparation powers both. So if you prepare for one single particular way, then it will basically help you not only with your boards but also your KCET. So I am going to break it down and I am going to explain everything in detail so that you will never be confused after you watch this video. So very important for all of you. So don't go anywhere till this is over. So let's start. So why it feels too much? Obviously you are feeling too much, that's why you are here, right? You are thinking that there are two syllabus, one brain. I have always, my students used to say that sir, I have only one brain, how can we manage so many different things? Okay, students treat board and KCET are two separate mountains to climb. They think board is separate, KCET is separate. So when we are preparing for KCET, we are actually not preparing for boards, or whenever we are preparing for boards, we are actually not preparing for KCET. So two different hand in hand. How can we manage? Okay, everything stacks up. You start with one thing, okay, then you are not able to finish that, and that mountain starts climbing, and at the end of the month you feel that okay, my entire month is wasted, my entire P1 also got wasted, now my month after month is getting wasted, I am not going anywhere, right? Only thing that I am going somewhere is with my gaming, but I am not doing anything in my studies, right? So don't take that stress. We will explain how can you overcome this. Okay, so no single plan. You do not have any single plan. You do not have a proper schedule. You are just following whatever you want. So that's what makes it more difficult. That's what makes it more challenging. Okay, so you have to remember it's not an effort problem. You already have the hours. Okay, what missing is the system that makes one count it twice. Okay, so basically what if I tell you that you study for 1 hour and that 1 hour is actually equivalent to 2 hours? So that is the important thing. That's what you need to know, right? So I will study for 1 hour, but that 1 hour will be counted as 2 that if I do something smart. So that is very important for you to know, and that is why you are here, right? Now, so board is for your mainly I am assuming that board is being done in your college, some part in coaching as well, and in KCET also you are studying, but there are some shared spaces. Okay, so largely the same PU syllabus. Obviously the syllabus for KCET and board are same, so studying same chapter twice, once for boards, again for KCET, doubles the work. So that is not what it makes sense. Okay, so if you study one chapter, you have to study the chapter for boards plus KCET, not the same chapter for boards plus the same chapter for KCET. Okay, chapter should be common. Boards and KCET you have to study from the same chapter once only. You do not need to study the same chapter twice. Okay, so treating boards and KCET as separate are not good. Okay, two separate plans means twice the fatigue and the half the consistency. Obviously you are doing so today you are starting with one chapter, stating that I will learn some concepts, I will do it for boards. Later on, after a month or so, I will come back and I will study the chapter for KCET. So basically what you are doing, you are wasting your time. You are studying the same chapter again and again, and basically you are falling behind. You are thinking that I have completed that chapter for boards, but that chapter is not completed for KCET. That is not the way to you should think. So your thinking should change a little, and if you are still struggling with board plus KCET preparation, then we have our paid batch Pariksha Veera. The classes are going to live from 6th of July. More detail about the batch at the end of this lecture. So if you are someone interested for this batch, definitely watch till the end. At the end, I will explain everything related to Pariksha Veera batch. The link of the to purchase the Pariksha Veera batch is given in the description. You can go click there and you can check it yourself as well. Right, now let's continue. Use the PU textbook as your common base. So your NCERT textbook or PU textbook, whatever you are using, same textbook. Okay, one is being published by NCERT, one is being published by your PU board with the PU board branding in it, but the books are same. So whatever you are using, that book should be your base. That is the major important part, that book is sufficient for your KCET as well as boards. Okay, why it works? KCET is set strictly from first and second PU syllabus, and the books for your study for your boards. Same books that you study, same syllabus is there for KCET as well. Syllabus is not different. Master the textbook fully, definitions, derivations, solve examples and exercises, then only you will be able to master KCET. Okay, so if you are mastering one thing, okay, so one book, 2 exams, don't chase 10 sources. So you are studying one book for KCET, one book for boards. Do not do that. Your NCERT book itself is sufficient to crack KCET as well as boards. Okay, yes. Other than that, you need a PYQ book for practice, but these two resources are sufficient for KCET preparation. You do not need a separate KCET preparation for theory, at least theory. Okay, for question practice you can purchase other books, one extra book, but mainly for theory you do not treat that theory is good in this book, I will study theory from there, I will study for board, I will use another book. Do not do that. I have seen students, they are using multiple books, one for board exams. Okay, they purchase some handbooks, from there they study for boards because that is in a question answer format, and then they buy another book for KCET. In between, NCERT, which is the main textbook, main important book, is lost somewhere and you are never able to complete anything. So that is one fair warning. Next, after every chapter, solve MCQs immediately. Very important that whenever you are finishing a chapter, you have to solve the MCQs immediately. Board tests your writing, KCET tests for fast MCQ solving. Okay, bridge the two while the chapter is fresh. So whenever you are studying a chapter for theory or some concepts, whenever the chapter finishes, you practice some questions from your previous year papers for boards as well as for your KCET. So you have to practice, and remember that solving MCQs the same day turns passive theory into exam ready recall. So if you are solving theory from a chapter, studying theory from a chapter, if you are solving the MCQ on the same day, basically what happens is that if you misunderstood some concepts, or if you require some in-depth understanding of the concept, you understand on the same day. Okay, but after you study a chapter, you are solving the MCQs after a month or say after a week, then by that time obviously you have forgotten some of the concepts. Now you answer, you think that okay, I may not have studied the chapter completely, I will go back, I will start the chapter again. So that is a mistake. So whenever you have studied the chapter, solve the questions immediately. That will help you to retain your concept, retain the concept, as well as if you have some learning gaps, you can identify that okay, here I am making a mistake. That means here this concept I am weak at, I need to go back and I have to study it tomorrow. That will give you a pathway, that will give you an idea that how much you are ready for the exam. Okay, learn it once, lock it with MCQ the same day. So basically you are learning and then locking it in your brain so that your brain remembers what you have studied. Next is weekly split. 70% boards, 30% KCET. This is applicable for all subjects. Physics, chemistry, maths, biology. If you are having biology, if you only want physics, chemistry, maths, then physics, chemistry, maths. Okay, so 70% of your time should be invested for boards, whereas only 30% is required for KCET. You do not overdo it, you do not push it further. Okay, you have to remember at least for next few months, okay, 3-4 months, your main focus should be 70% of the boards and 30% of KCET. Okay, 70-30 split, which is very, very important. Why? Because boards come first and build the foundation of KCET. Okay, so board is basically the foundation on which your KCET exam is standing. So all the concepts, all the theory based questions, everything will be coming from your board related concept. Yes, it will not be straightforward. Yes, there will be some mixed concepts from one chapter, another chapter. Yes, that kind of questions will be there. But still, if you have not completed your board properly, then you are not going anywhere. So that is very, very important. So first you have to finish your boards 70% of your time, daily time. Okay, I will also share a daily timetable, don't worry. But never drop KCET to 0, keep it warm, then flip the ratio as board wind down. So once your boards are completed, then you do opposite. Okay, so once your board chapters, board syllabus, everything is completed, all the syllabus is completed, then you flip 70% KCET, 30% boards. Okay, so once your syllabus is completed, then only you can switch it, you can go from board mode to KCET mode. Okay, right now you should be boards mode, where 70% of your time should be focused on boards. So for example, if you are studying for 2 hours, 1.5 hours should be invested for boards. Okay, theory, some previous year questions from your boards paper, some numerical question from NCERT textbook, etc. Then 30% of the time you should practice KCET MCQs. Okay, so that's how you are basically 30 minutes of time you should invest in KCET MCQ. So basically that's how you are managing your time for boards as well as KCET. Okay, so that is very, very important. Coaching notes equals to revision unless you practice. So many students think that I have went to the coaching, so coaching notes are there and I will study from the coaching notes and my revision will be done, but that is not the case if you are not practicing. Okay, coaching notes will not be a revision if you are not practicing enough. Okay, so coaching notes are good resource to revise, but it is not enough if you are not practicing yourself. So practicing is very, very important. Rereading the notes feel productive, but it is actually passive. Okay, it creates illusion of learning. You are in the land of illusion where you see that, okay, I have completed the chapter, the notes are done, I have completed everything, but actually it is not. Remember, you also have to practice. Whatever you are reading, write it down. Whatever you are studying from, you practice some questions from there. Okay, if the same concepts are being asked in your board exam or in KCET exam, how the questions will look like, that's how you should always practice. Okay, notes convert into marks only when you actively solve problems from them. That is very important point. Reading notes isn't revision, solving is. Remember, this is the point. Next is on Sundays. So Monday to Saturday you study. Okay, Monday to Saturday you study whatever you want to study. So whatever chapters, whatever concepts you want to study, whatever subjects you want to study, study from Monday to Saturday. Very important. So keep weekdays for new learning, reserve Sunday for previous year questions and backlog and revision. Okay, and revision. So revision is very, very important. Whatever you have studied on all 4-5 days, 6 days, that you have to basically activate those learning on Sundays. Sundays should be reserved for PYQ practice. Okay, Sundays should be reserved for your PYQ practice. You have to practice PYQ. So whatever subject you have studied, physics, chemistry, maths, open your PYQ textbook, solve 5-10 PYQs from each concepts that you have studied, each chapter that you have studied. Okay, so basically Sundays should be reserved for practicing only. And if you have a backlog means, suppose Monday you plan that I will study one chapter from physics, one chapter from chemistry. Okay, on Tuesday you think that, okay, I will study one chapter of maths, one chapter of biology, but somehow you are not able to study that chapter of biology. Okay, you went to Wednesday, again you studied one physics, one chemistry. Okay, then Thursday you studied one chapter of mathematics, one chapter of biology. So like that you have completed some concepts, some chapters on till Friday, but this chapter is left. So this chapter, whatever you are supposed to study on Tuesday, it shifted by a day. So basically you are basically falling by one chapter. So that chapter or that concept you have to complete on Sunday. Okay, so basically that is how you should progress. 2 subjects every day is very, very essential, and if you are not able to do that, if you are falling behind, then you have to complete that on the Sunday, so that next Monday you are up to date, you are keeping up with the pace. So note nothing is piled up, and you stay tuned for KCET real exam pattern. Okay, so basically piling up, if you are not able to keep up with your pace of your college or your coaching, then basically you are falling behind, right? Sundays are reserved days where you should not waste by playing games or watching TVs or watching Insta reels. What you have to do, you have to clear your backlogs that you have missed some classes, you have missed some notes or whatever it is. Those you have to do completing on Sundays as well as KCET PYQs, right? A clean Sunday makes a calm Monday. Very important point, right? Next is your daily timetable. Okay, so basically this is a suggestive timetable. It is not fixed. Obviously, it will change based on your college schedule, your class schedule, etc. But this is a example of how your daily timetable should look like. Okay, so now suppose you are waking up at 6 a.m. Okay, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. revise yesterday's topic, 10 quick MCQs. Either you can revise or you can do both. If you can do both, very good. If you at least revise whatever you have studied yesterday, that is also super important. So if you are going to college, you have to wake up early. 5:30 is the minimum time that you have to wake up. 5 a.m. is good, 5:30 is better, 5:30 is okay. You take 30-40 minutes of refreshment, okay, brush your teeth, have your breakfast, then 1 hour you have to study. Then you have to prepare for college. So 7:30 to 1:30 p.m. is assumed to be your college. It can vary, obviously. For some of you, it goes till 4 p.m. as well. For some, it goes till 2:30 p.m. as well. So based on your college timing, you are going to your college. Okay. During your college, you will also have a lunch break. Okay, lunch break 2 to 3 p.m. you will have a lunch break. After lunch break, if you are in the college, you have to attend the classes, or you can practice some MCQs from the today's chapter. So whatever is done in the college, you have to practice some MCQs on the same day for 1 hour. Okay, next say 4:30 to 7:30 is your coaching class. Then 8 to 9 dinner plus some, you can take some rest. Okay, it is not reset. Basically rest itself gives you a reset. So this 1 hour you can utilize for your personal thing. Okay, so dinner, you can watch some Insta reels, you can play some Free Fire, whatever feels you comfortable, that 1 hour you can do it on this time. Okay, so now 9 to 10:15, that is the after your reset is done, boards, deep work, derivations, exercises, etc. So this time you have to work for boards. Okay, so this time should be focused for boards. 10:15 to 11, consolidate the notes, plan for tomorrow, whatever you are going to study tomorrow. Okay, so this should be your day looks like. So do not think that morning, because I have college, I will not study anything, or afternoon, after your college, you don't have to study anything because I just came from the college. So throw away those laziness. Okay, laziness is not that you have energy. You are at your age, we were so much energetic. Nowadays, students are so lethargic in the morning. I don't want to go to college. That 4-5 standard kids do. Okay, you are not in 4th or 5th standard. Okay, you are in 12th standard. That is PUC2, right? So now you do not have that luxury of relaxation. You do not have the luxury of being lazy. Okay, so that means you have to be active right now. So for this activeness, you have to wake up early. You have to study something in the morning and utilize your evening times as well. Now, if you do not have a class in the coaching classes in the afternoon, very well, you should do self-study. Now, coaching classes, you should not take them as like it is only sir is teaching, I will do nothing. So you have to learn along with the teacher, which is very, very important. Okay, whatever teacher is being teaching you, you have to learn it. That means your everything is finished in the class itself. Okay, so teacher is teaching, I will go back home and I will study. That way it will not possible, because you have some 3-4 hours of coaching hours. So in the coaching hours, whatever teacher is teaching, ask the teacher questions, try to get the answers from them, so that your learning is completed. Whatever concept theory you are learning in the coaching class, that stays with you. Only thing that you have to do after coming back, solving questions, okay? Solving questions, doing some practice, that will enhance whatever you have learned in the class. That is very, very important. So don't study more, align better. So that is what I am saying, that you do not need to study whatever is being done in the coaching class. Okay, you can just go through it once, but you should not study everything again. Okay, because the coaching class, you are taking it as only for collecting notes or just listening to the teacher. Don't do that. You have to learn along with the teacher. Okay, that is the major improvement that you should do. Okay, then some cases it is not happening in the colleges. Okay, colleges, they have strict schedule. They are, whenever the teacher is teaching, you are listening like that at the back of the bench. But coaching, you are more free with the teacher. You can ask them the questions. Okay, whatever you have learned, maybe you have missed the class in the college, you have no idea about that topic in the whatsoever. So ask the teacher the question so that you are prepared. Now, how can you do everything? Everything is possible if you join our Pariksha Veera batch. Here, obviously, the class timings are from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. every day till Monday to Saturday, and Sundays are off for your practice backlog. So, whatever plan I have shared, the same plan is applied to our Pariksha Veera batch, which is very important. Okay. So, now remember that here also your entire PU2 syllabus will be completed along with KCET preparedness. Okay, whatever that you need, and the total classes per subject will be 110 hours plus. Okay, and you will not only be getting notes or lectures by the teachers, you will also have 20 plus tests. You will also have assignments. So whatever teacher taught in the class, based on that you will also get assignment questions, so that you can practice some of the questions. Teacher notes, assignments, unlimited DPP generator. So if you want more question, you have the DPP generator with you in the app. You can generate your own DPP, and you can basically create your own questions based on your difficulty level, based on your topic, and you can practice more if you really want, right? Delivered in the web platform of Vedantu app, which is the best online platform for delivering lectures. Okay, you will get a lot of things in that app, the detailed description of entire everything, all the features that is being explained in our videos. You can go and check that out. It is available in our channel. We have launched Pariksha Veera batch few days back. You can go check that out. Classes are starting from 6th of July, and entire course will be finished by 6th of November, which is our guarantee. Okay. Also, the price for the batch is only 3499. Only 3499, which is excellent, right? Considering what all you are going to get. The link of joining the batch is given in the description section of this video. You can go click there and register yourself for the batch. I hope that you are taking the KCET exam seriously. Do not take it lightly, which will actually ruin your future. You might feel depressed after the exams are done, right? So I'll be back with more strategies, more tips. Till then, bye.